Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here, and I got the wife again.
Hi.
Welcome back, honey.
Thanks.
She's going to help me out with this review. So LEGO has sent Mindy and I the LEGO Icons Endurance for early review. Very happy to have this thing here to talk about this thing. This is set number 10335. Contains 3,011 pieces and will retail for $270 US. Now, this is a Black Friday set. So every year, LEGO has a kind of a big deal LEGO set that comes out for Black Friday, and the Endurance is that set. And to make it even a sweeter deal, if you buy this thing during that Black Friday weekend, you get a gift with purchase. And that is Shakelton's Lifeboat, which is actually a pretty cool little gift with purchase. I wouldn't mind getting that myself.
You didn't get it?
I did not get it.
That's weird.
I got the big boat, not the small one, which I guess is all right with me. But that is, I guess that's where my review begins, because that's
skipping right for the throat.
I know, I am, because this doesn't have any minifigures with it, but
Obviously.
Shakelton's Lifeboat, the gift with purchase, does. It's got 2 minifigs, including Shakelton.
Okay.
And I kind of wish the big boat came with,
Yeah, but
some
icon
minifigures.
sets don't have that. Like the Eiffel Tower, no minifigs, but it came with a gift with purchase, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Titanic,
true.
no minifigs.
No minifigs on the Titanic, which we're going to do comparison of that in this video as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, enough about that. So if you want Shakelton himself with the Endurance, get it pretty quick before those sell out. I'm going to get it. I just got to buy it from a private seller. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about this thing. What I thought I'd do is I talk about the build a little bit because I built this thing. And then Mindy, she kind of knows a little bit about I didn't know what the Endurance was. When I heard I was getting this set, I'm like, Endurance? Okay, cool. Looks like a cool ship. What's up with that?
And I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, see, so there you go. So she's gonna talk about the history. You're gonna get a history lesson today.
But
a fun one.
But the booklet that it comes with, the instruction manual.
Oh yeah, let's start with that.
It has really good information on it, so you don't need to go out and read the book. Like you can just.
Oh my goodness, the instruction booklet. Yeah, so we'll start with that. Big, fat instruction booklet, and as expected,
one.
Yeah, well, it's an icon set. It always comes with one.
Oh, is that right?
That's what I love about the adult icon sets is that you just get one instruction booklet, not a bunch of them, and then you're good to go.
Weird.
So at the beginning of the booklet, there are several pages that have wonderful information about the Endurance and the design and all that good stuff.
The creator.
And this is one of those books or the instruction booklets that I actually read every single word. Like I don't do that. Like this is the first time I think I've actually read every.
To read.
I like to build.
Or follow instructions for that
Well,
matter.
I struggle there a little bit too. Okay.
You like Lego instructions.
I like Lego instructions.
Because they're pretty pictures.
Those are the only it's got pretty pictures.
No words.
Thanks for that. But it has pretty pictures in there as well.
Yeah.
That is really cool. A lot of cool stuff in there.
It really has some. It's well done, and
there you go.
I feel like it's just enough history to make you appreciate the set, but also like you almost want to go read more. You're like, oh, I want to read.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah, right. No, it's really cool.
And throughout the instructions, there are occasional informational bits that are sometimes about the Endurance, and then sometimes they're about the build itself. One thing I learned about this from the information from the beginning of the booklet was the size of this, the scale. So what they decided to do is they started with the lifeboats. So what they did is they built the lifeboats as small and as detailed as they could, and then they based the scale off of that. And that is how we get the scale of the Endurance as you see it right here. It's funny, as I look at this and I'm looking down at our bamboo table here, I'm like, this thing blends very well, especially with the sails. It's all the same color.
Yeah, it is that.
So it's like camouflage. Hopefully you guys
color.
can see it okay in all of these shots. Now, as far as the build experience, 3,000 pieces is a pretty good size set. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of different building techniques used throughout.
It does seem like there's a good balance of like Technic and
brick. Absolutely. So it was very reminiscent of the Titanic as far as the hull goes. Built in 3 main sections, which is the same way that the Titanic is built.
Is it 3?
Three
I was thinking
sections.
it was like 5.
No, 3.
So big.
Oh, the Titanic or this? Oh, Titanic is built in 3 sections, and so is this, and it's split, and it all goes together the same way that the Titanic did. It had the Technic axles that hold it all together. However, the big difference is that this doesn't have an interior that you open up and look inside. It's not built that way. So once you have it together, it's meant to stay together because additional elements are there to hold it that way. Not saying that you can't look inside. There are some details that it does have, but it's not meant to be taken apart to be, to kind of look at the detailed interior. But I did appreciate that neat design. There's a little bit of repetition because there's mirroring with the hull, the front, and the back, obviously. But once you're through with that, I really enjoyed building the, the surface of the boat. All the details, the cabins, and all that good stuff.
The walkabout.
The walkabouts, right? And then you have the sails. So there's so many different building techniques used throughout this, and it really is. The set itself is unique. I don't think I was telling you this earlier. I'm like, when have I ever built a ship like this that has sails? That's not part of pirates. Yeah, the pirate theme. And this is one of those one-off Lego sets that I think people will appreciate just because it's so different. And yes, the build is different too. There are no stickers with the set. They're all printed elements. And yes, that includes the 6x6 tile there at the front that has some great informational bits about the Endurance. And I will just simply add once again that it would be really neat if we had a couple minifigures standing on either side of that. Perhaps, Shakelton and his photographer would be kind of cool. Just saying. But I digress. Sorry, moving right along. Now, as far as interior, this thing does have 2 panels here at the rear that open up. And that reveals the steam engine inside. Now, this steam engine is actually as big as a 2-story house. So kind of keep that in perspective with the scale of this thing. Pretty impressive. And you can take that out and display it separately if you like, which is kind of cool. Or you can plop it back in there. But it does actually give you insight to how deep this thing is, the model is, because it goes right to the bottom of the hull, which I thought was pretty neat. And then you have the back panel here that is removable, and that gives you basically the only real interior, which is 2 little cabins, one of which is going to be for Shakelton himself, and one is the other I should say, is for the scientist. Yeah, on the voyage, which I thought was pretty neat. But that's about the extent of it. At the very end here, we do have the steering. You have the rudder at the back that does move back and forth.
Nice.
And one of the informational bits in the instructions did state that the propeller at the back. You did read that.
I was like, what? Give me an example of this, information while you build. And one of the little bits said, the actual rudder was black, but they wanted it to stand out, so they used a gold element.
There you go. It's a very pretty boat. I did compare it to the Titanic. In fact, I grabbed the Titanic and I was bringing it upstairs, and Minnie's like, "What are you doing with that?"
He's putting it somewhere else, not in the kitchen.
No, it's staying right there. I just need to compare it to the Endurance here. And it's hard. It's not apples to apples. They're just both big historic ships from 100 years ago, right? That had this amazing story attached to them.
Did not, make it our journey.
Well, but that's kind of the point. Is would the Titanic or the Endurance be made as Lego sets if they didn't have the story behind them, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yes.
But when they discovered this wreck, which is very recent, they just discovered this thing. It did sink. Just so you all know, it sank. It's at the bottom of the ocean or the Antarctic ice, the Weddell Sea, whatever you want to call it, and it's very well preserved. The gold printing of the Endurance at the rear is very well preserved.
Yeah, they talk about that it was 2022.
That is so recent. That is so crazy. This it was a good build. I don't know. It's tough to say that would I buy this if Lego didn't send it to me. I don't know if I would. I would probably think that's a really cool set, and I'd probably I have nowhere to put it, and it's not something that
personally.
I'm not like a history buff, That Titanic was always something I wanted. That was different.
Yeah.
But this one was a little different as far as it's what it means. Like the historians, the people who have kind of more connections with this thing are probably going to be all over that. Or
if you've read the book.
So that being said, Mindy, why don't you take it away as far as kind of the cool story behind the Endurance?
I'm not really good with this story stuff, but Shakelton, his crew of 27 men, set off, I think it was August 1914, made the long voyage down to the South Pole, And their purpose was to cross Antarctica. But they never even were able to get to a point where they could get off the boat and start that voyage, that journey, or expedition, I guess is what you'd say.
Right.
They kind of got stuck. It was in February.
That's when they got stuck in the ice.
1915, yeah. And they lived on the boat in the Weddell Sea. And then, like 8 months later, they finally had to abandon the ship because it was starting to crack.
And not because it was a weak ship. Like, this thing was specifically designed to withstand the crushing ice of the Antarctic. It used to be a luxury yacht that could converted into
Yeah, I
that.
talked about that in here.
That was pretty impressive.
Different kinds of wood. And But yeah, it's so they left the boat October 27th,
So they were just drifting around for like 8 months or so in the ice, just locked in there, huh? Wow, crazy.
Yep, October 27th, 1915. They abandoned ship, 5 a.m. You can read about it.
Read all about it.
And I think, and then they were kind of living on the ice.
Sounds terrible.
And then finally, I think November 21st, 1915 is when it officially, Endurance sinks. 21st November, 1915. But the cool thing about this story, although the ship didn't make it, is the men did. And there was a good camaraderie, good leadership, obviously endurance from all of the crew.
Okay, that is awesome. There you go.
Go rent it, audiobook, or check it out at your local library.
We have a reading recommendation. That's the first time we've ever had that on this channel.
I don't do a lot of reading. I won't say that it's like a good read. Like, it's not like a page turner. Like, I was like, stay awake. But it's really amazing.
Or they can just buy the set and read the first few pages of the instruction manual, and you guys are good to go.
You could build it and listen to it on audiobook.
Hey, that is a great idea. Wow.
The marriage of two beautiful things, right?
Yes, just like us.
That's right. Or one beautiful thing, and then the other,
Beauty and the Beast. We won't tell you who's the beast.
What? Yes, you.
Oh, man. Well, Mindy, thank you very much for assisting in this review. That was a lot of fun. Now I got to figure out where to put this thing, so stay tuned for that. Big thanks to LEGO for sending this copy for review on our channel. This was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know what you guys think about the Endurance as a LEGO set in the comments section below. Will you be buying this on day one to get the gift with purchase? So you actually have Shackleton's LEGO minifigure. It would be right here. Just saying. Right there, just like on either side of the plaque. That's all I'm saying.
He is a major component of the story.
Yes, I know.
But it's not to scale.
Oh, it doesn't have to be to
scale.
I know. Sorry. Okay, we're done with that. We're moving right along. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Here is where we put the Endurance on top of the Titanic display case. So display cases are not just to keep your LEGO sets protected, but to also display other LEGO sets on top of them, like the Endurance. There you go. I will say, it'd be nice to have a Shackleton minifigure right there.
Get over it.
Okay.
It's a pretty boat.
It's a pretty boat. Thanks for watching.